Okay, 8th graders, today we're going to talk about section 1-4, ordered pairs and relations. Now, I suspect that we have a pretty good understanding of ordered pairs and graphs and the y and the x-axis and stuff like that. But to start off with, we're going to review some vocabulary. Coordinate system or a coordinate plane is a system that is just used to locate points. Is really all it is. It's just used to locate points, and you're going to see this on a graph. To start off, the origin is always going to be where the number line intersects. Okay, it's always going to be right here. This is the origin. Okay, that's the origin. It's always where it's going to intersect. Next is the relation. It's a set of ordered pairs, such as 2 and 3 or 4 and 1. Any pair like this, right here, 2 or 3, that is going to be a relation. Okay, that's going to be a relation. The next one we're going to talk about is the domain. The domain is going to be the relation of all the x coordinates. So if I have a number line, or a graph like this, all of this right here, all of this line is going to be my domain. It's going to be my x coordinates. I can go on forever for infinity right here, and I can go on for infinity over here. Okay? And moving up just a little bit, the range, using the same idea right here, the range is going to be everything going up and down. That's going to be my range. And once again, that's going to be anywhere from infinity to negative infinity. Now that we've discussed our vocabulary just a little bit, I'm going to move on to graphing the ordered pairs. Okay, graphing these. Now, I believe you have some background on this, but we're going to go ahead and just review really quick. Feel free to fast forward the video if you have a good grasp on this. Otherwise, go ahead and follow with me. So the coordinate we're going to look at is going to be 5, 3. Now, you always want to remember that your coordinates go on x. That's an x and a y. Okay, so we're going to start at the origin, which is going to be 0, 0. Right here, we're going to go over 5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And we'll put a dot there. That's our ordered pair. The next ordered pair is going to be 0, 4. Once again, start at the origin. Do I go right or left at all? No, I don't, because it's 0. And then I go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I go up my y-axis up to 4. Okay? Go ahead and draw a graph out like this, and rough draw. You don't have to use these lines here, but just use tick marks. Go ahead and do something like this. Let me change my color. Like this, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Something of that order. And go ahead and try these down here if you would. Go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, we're going to go through this. We're going to have 1A right here, 1B, and then 1C. I gave you a few seconds. So here we start our x and our y. We started our origin. We moved to x over 1, 2. We'll go ahead and put our little dot right there. Oh, we don't put a dot there yet. 1, 2, and then we go up 3. 1, 2, 3. Our dot should be roughly somewhere in here. Now somewhere in there. My stylus is just a little bit off. Moving over here to 1B, we have our x and our y. So our x is over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make a little mark here for 5. And our y is 0. So once again, we are right here just on our x coordinate. 1C, we move to the right 3. 1, 2, 3, move up 1.5. It's going to be roughly right in there, somewhere in there, okay? Hopefully your diagrams look somewhat like that. Okay, sometimes when we don't want to graph things, we need to actually identify where things are at. Okay, so in this case right here, we have a bunch of coordinates over here, but we're not really sure where they are. We have to go ahead and put them onto a graph or a table or some sort to figure out how we can talk back and forth. So on here, A, it's asking for you to find the coordinates of A. So go ahead and start at the origin, move over 1, 2, okay, and you keep that in mind. So I'll just write 2, and then you go ahead and move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So your coordinate for this right here is going to be 2, 6. So A is going to equal 2, 6. Now I want you to go ahead and try and find B if you would. Pause the video. Okay, yes, we know that the answer is right here, but actually calculated it out. We started our origin. Our x, 1, 2, 3 is moving right or left, and that is 3. And do we have any on our y-axis? Do we have any up or down? Do we move any up or down? No, we don't. So the correct answer here is 0. The correct coordinates for B is going to equal 3, 0. Okay, I have a challenge for you. We know the answer right here for C is 0, 2, and then for D is over 6 and up 3. My question for you is go ahead and find E. What is E going to be? What's the correct coordinate for E going to be? I'll give you a quick second. Okay. E, ladies and gentlemen, is going to start at your origin again. You're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So your x coordinate, in this case right here, is 8. Starting over here at the x coordinate, moving up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm sorry that my arrow was off there. It should be right here, like this. It should be right there. Okay? So the correct coordinate for E, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be 8, 8. Okay, 8th grade. Sometimes when you're dealing with a graph, you have a table. You have a table like this, and you want to see a relationship, and you want to throw it on here. I like images way better than I do tables because it gives me a quick glance to look at it, and I can see some sort of relationship. So when you got a table like this, same thing when you're graphing your x is right here. It's just going to go along your x and y axis, and then your y is just going to go up and down. So when we're trying to graph this, our first coordinate, that is 2-3 or 2, 2, 3, we go ahead and count over 1, 2, and then up 3. So it should be, oh, I don't want white, I want lime green. Okay, so this should be our first stop. Same thing for 3, 5. Gonna count over 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and mark it right here. And so on for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it says up 1. We're gonna mark it right here, and then 5, 6. We're gonna go all the way up here. Right here. Let me go ahead and get an eraser, get rid of all this for us. Make it look all nice and neat. Awesome. So for our table here, this goofy table where I don't really know where the book got it from, but this would be the corresponding graph that we need to look at. And then we can go ahead and assume certain things from there. We could moving on and say, we could call these right here. These could be, say, months. As we were selling something the first month, we had really good gains, and all of a sudden, coming down here, we had a big drop in some reason, and then all of a sudden, we have a big gain again. Now, you could actually call this like the iPhone, say the iPhone, let's go with iPhone sales. Yeah, we can just call iPhone sales. We can just all of a sudden there's an increase drop right here. Why do you think there'd be a drop right here? Well, for example, the Samsung 5S could come out and totally decrease the sales in the iPhone. Just an example for you. Now I want to talk a little bit as a relationship as a table. Okay, so right here we have a line or ordered pairs, and I want to see how we can put this back into a table. So really your X, we're just going to go through here and we're going to go X up here on the top and Y on the bottom. Now, starting off with for our first coordinate right here, our first coordinate, it's starting at our origin, so our X is going to be 0. And we're moving up 2, so our Y is going to be 2. Okay, and I'm moving over 1 to our next point, moving over 1 and up 2. So we're going to be 1, and then our coordinate is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Move over to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 5. And then our X over here for the last one is moving over 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So our X is 3, 8. Now something really nice here what we can talk about is that this right here, remember what I said earlier about X's can go anywhere from left or right and go be any number, and then our Y's can go anywhere up and down. Ladies and gentlemen, anything as our X is going to be our domain. Okay? So the domain of this graph right here, we'll go ahead and put in here as like this, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And same thing with our range, with our Y, we can go ahead and toss our Y is going to equal our range. Our range in this graph is going to be 2, 4, 5, and 8. Now there are a couple more examples we could go through in a real life example. I really feel that you have the hang of this, and I'll be around today in class to help you out.